Doctors warn older women 99% lose balance. Due to these 8 mistakes you can avoid. The profound realization that my balance was no longer reliable struck me with startling clarity during an otherwise unremarkable day. As I traversed my familiar kitchen, a space devoid of obstacles or distractions, a sudden, unexpected stumble jolted me, and while I managed to instinctively catch myself, a quiet yet insistent question echoed in my mind. What if I hadn't caught myself? What if I had fallen? This pivotal moment resonated deeply, for losing one's balance transcends mere clumsiness or an accidental trip. It delves into far deeper realms, fundamentally impacting confidence, challenging independence, and most crucially, jeopardizing personal safety, a truth particularly salient for women over 60 or 70 like myself, who must confront the sobering statistic from medical professionals that an astounding 99% of older women will at some juncture encounter balance issues, a number that initially shocked me into disbelief. 99 out of every 100 women, yet within this stark reality lies a profound source of hope, as the vast majority of these balance challenges are not an inevitable consequence of aging alone, but rather stem from identifiable factors that are entirely within our power to alter and rectify. And it is precisely these 8 common, often overlooked mistakes that silently erode our balance, diminish our confidence, and, without conscious awareness, can even begin to curtail our very freedom, many of which are activities we engage in daily, some perhaps even in this very moment. And I urge you to remain engaged through to the conclusion, for mistake number 6 was the one that undeniably sent me sprawling to the floor, imparting a lesson that has indelibly shaped my understanding of stability. Understand this truth: you are not navigating this journey in isolation, nor are you without agency, as there exist straightforward, actionable steps that we can collectively embrace, starting today, to cultivate a profound sense of increased strength, unwavering steadiness, and undeniable security. The first significant oversight, and one often underestimated, is wearing the wrong shoes, a foundational aspect of stability that most people typically overlook in favor of exercises or medications. Yet for older women, the genesis of compromised stability frequently begins right at our feet. I readily admit that for many years, I favored those charming, unassuming ballet flats, finding them cute, simple to slip on, and deceptively comfortable, or so I believed, until a terrifying afternoon stroll along the sidewalk near my home, when the delicate edge of a flat snagged on a raised slab of pavement, sending me lurching violently forward, narrowly averting a face-first collision with a prickly rose bush. That chilling near miss was not merely a close call, but a stark and undeniable wake-up call, forcefully illustrating that as we mature, the intricate architecture of our feet undergoes significant transformations, with arches gradually flattening, the protective fat pads on our soles diminishing, and the crucial muscles within our legs and ankles losing their youthful responsiveness, rendering the shoes that once served us perfectly a decade prior now potentially hazardous. A truly effective shoe is far more than just a covering for our feet. It serves as our very foundation. And if that foundation is inherently weak, then every element built upon it inevitably becomes unstable. Thus, the criteria for selecting the appropriate footwear at this stage of life are critical. Firstly, an indispensable requirement is a firm, non-slip sole, unequivocally ruling out smooth, worn-down bottoms. Secondly, the shoe must offer robust structure and support, effectively cradling your ankle and arch rather than allowing your foot to haphazardly flop around. Thirdly, ample cushioning, perhaps incorporating memory foam or a supportive heel cup, becomes paramount, particularly if your daily routines involve extensive walking on unforgiving surfaces like tile or concrete. Finally, the fit is non-negotiable, as a shoe that is excessively loose poses as much a tripping hazard as one that is uncomfortably tight. While the immediate thought might gravitate towards ugly orthopedic shoes, the contemporary market has commendably evolved, now offering a plethora of stylish yet supportive options, as I personally discovered with a lovely pair in soft gray adorned with delicate floral accents that proved both aesthetically pleasing and supremely comfortable. Furthermore, the pervasive danger of slippers, those soft, cozy, yet utterly slick-bottomed domestic staples, cannot be overstated, for they offer zero grip, a peril I remained oblivious to until I nearly lost my footing while juggling a basket of laundry, compelling me to adopt the practice of wearing stable shoes, not cumbersome boots, but simply well-gripped, stable footwear, even within the confines of my home, a change that has demonstrably transformed my gait, instilling greater confidence and eliminating those once frequent trips over the rug corner. While shoes may appear to be a minor detail, for women over 60 they transcend mere triviality, evolving into critical components of safety, confidence, and at times the decisive factor between an ordinary day and an urgent visit to the emergency room. The second commonly overlooked misstep is skipping strength training, a revelation that initially surprised even me, as for an extended period I harbored the misconception that strength training was the exclusive domain of younger individuals, imagining it as a rigorous regimen involving gym memberships, heavy weightlifting, or high-energy fitness classes characterized by loud music and tight attire, a world I felt utterly disconnected from, confidently assuming that my customary activities of walking, cleaning, and gardening sufficed to maintain my physical well-being, an assumption that proved tragically insufficient. The stark reality is that after the age of 50, our bodies embark on a relentless annual process of muscle atrophy, not merely a negligible decline, but a substantial and insidious loss that unfolds so gradually as to remain imperceptible until a poignant moment, such as struggling to rise from a low chair without resorting to both arms for leverage, unequivocally signals its presence. This is not merely an aspect of getting older, but a tangible manifestation of muscle loss, and importantly, it is fundamentally reversible. My journey began with deliberate moderation, bypassing gyms and expensive equipment in favor of a pair of light dumbbells procured from a local store, strategically placed near my couch, allowing me to seamlessly integrate simple movements into my daily routine while watching television, incorporating exercises such as arm curls, wall push-ups, and seated leg lifts, some days even foregoing weights entirely, relying solely on my body's resistance. The objective was never to sculpt a physique resembling a fitness model, but rather to methodically reconstruct the strength that had subtly eroded over time, and the results manifested with remarkable speed, as within mere weeks I observed a palpable reduction in the effort required to stand from the couch, a renewed sense of strength while carrying groceries, and even an invigorated confidence when ascending inclines. But more profoundly, my body's reactive capabilities were restored, that crucial instant when one stumbles and instinctively attempts to regain balance, a response that is tragically absent when legs and core muscles are insufficient, leading to collapse, whereas with foundational strength, the body actively counteracts, stabilizing itself and preserving an upright posture. And here resides the deeply emotional dimension. Strength transcends the purely physical, permeating the mental and emotional landscape, for when you genuinely feel strong, you inherently act strong, shedding the subconscious avoidance of uneven curbs, treacherous paths, or daunting stairs, thereby reclaiming a profound sense of freedom. Dedicating merely 10 to 15 minutes 3 times a week is all it takes, and it can be effortlessly integrated into your home routine, even in pajamas while enjoying your favorite show, devoid of pressure, purely focused on progressive improvement, as every modest advancement contributes significantly, for strength serves as an invaluable protector not solely against the physical trauma of falls, but equally against the pervasive and debilitating grip of fear itself. A third critical factor, ignoring vision changes, often remains unconnected to balance in the public consciousness, yet the two are intricately intertwined, far more profoundly than most people recognize, a connection I myself initially failed to make, attributing my occasional clumsiness in dimly lit environments to simple awkwardness or insufficient home lighting, until one memorable night I arose to use the bathroom, deliberately avoiding the light switch to spare my sleeping husband, and as I cautiously tiptoed across the hallway, I completely misjudged the edge of a small rug, falling hard onto my knee, an injury that left me limping for over a week, an experience that forcefully imprinted a vital lesson. Our eyes serve an indispensable role in providing our brains with the spatial information necessary to orient ourselves within our surroundings, extending far beyond the basic functions of reading or facial recognition to encompass the intricate tasks of accurately judging distances, discerning subtle contrasts, and safely navigating steps, shadows, and irregular surfaces. As we age, our vision undergoes often subtle yet consequential alterations that, while not always dramatically perceived, can sufficiently impair our depth perception and equilibrium, leading to inadvertent missteps, perhaps an inch too far or not far enough, with potentially dire consequences. A prevalent issue among women over 60 is the continued use of glasses with outdated prescriptions, a lapse I confess to myself, having worn my own spectacles for nearly 4 years without an updated examination, convinced they remained adequate. But after that painful fall, I promptly scheduled an appointment with my ophthalmologist, who predictably confirmed a change in my prescription and enlightened me about beneficial options such as anti-glare coatings and specialized lenses designed to enhance contrast in low-light conditions. Small upgrades that yielded a dramatically improved visual experience. However, the scope of vision maintenance extends beyond eyewear to encompass effective home lighting, as a dimly lit hallway or bathroom significantly exacerbates visual challenges, potentially destabilizing one's balance, especially during nocturnal awakenings, a problem I address by strategically placing small, plug-in nightlights in my bedroom, hallway, and bathroom, an inexpensive and easily implemented solution that bestowed a newfound sense of confidence when navigating my home in the dark. Consequently, if your glasses are scratched, aged, or no longer perfectly calibrated to your current visual needs, they could unwittingly expose you to daily risks. And if your living space harbors an abundance of dark corners or shadows, your eyes are compelled to exert undue effort, often resulting in disorientation, dizziness, and even bouts of vertigo. Therefore, prioritize your well-being by consistently cleaning your lenses, diligently scheduling those crucial eye examinations, and upgrading to brighter, warmer light bulbs throughout your home, for your balance unequivocally originates with what you perceive, necessitating crystal clear vision as its bedrock. The fourth insidious error, overlooking medication side effects. Arixeroi struck uncomfortably close to my personal experience. For a few years prior, I commenced a new medication intended to regulate my blood pressure, prescribed by my doctor in response to occasional bouts of lightheadedness, and while I adhered strictly to the prescribed dosage, anticipating an improvement, I instead began to experience a disconcerting increase in my off-balance sensations. Rising from the couch, the room would subtly, yet perceptibly, tilt, an initially discreet phenomenon just pronounced enough to compel me to pause and steady myself, which I initially dismissed as mere fatigue or dehydration, but an undeniable intuition gnawed at me, signaling that something was amiss. Then one evening, an ill-considered rapid ascent from my sitting position resulted in a stumble and a jarring collision with the coffee table, a fall thankfully averted, yet a deeply unsettling experience. That night, finally prompted by fear, I meticulously scrutinized the fine print on the medication bottle, and there, in plain, unambiguous language, was the stark warning, "May cause dizziness or loss of balance." A revelation I fervently wished I had heeded much earlier. It is an undeniable physiological reality that as we age, our bodies metabolize medications with altered efficiencies, meaning a dosage that proved perfectly efficacious at 50 could be dangerously potent at 70, a complexity further compounded by the common practice of taking multiple medications, the synergistic side effects of which may not be immediately apparent to our healthcare providers. The unvarnished truth is that each individual must assume the mantle of their own health advocate. For while your doctor meticulously attends to numerous patients, you alone reside within the intimate confines of your own body. If any sensation feels even subtly off, meticulously document it, be it dizziness, fatigue, or lightheadedness, and resist the inclination to dismiss it. Compile a comprehensive detailed list for your doctor or pharmacist, including every single medication, even seemingly innocuous over-the-counter pain relievers, vitamins, and dietary supplements. My own act of vocalizing my concerns led my doctor to thoroughly review my entire medication regimen, resulting in a crucial adjustment to the dosage of that particular blood pressure medicine, and as if by magic, the disconcerting dizziness vanished, my balance swiftly improved, and with it, my confidence was fully restored. Therefore, my unwavering counsel is this: never disregard the subtle messages your body attempts to convey. Trust your innate instincts. Diligently read all labels and courageously ask questions, steadfastly refusing to accept the simplistic explanation of "it's just aging." For sometimes the culprit is the very medicine intended to help, and in such instances, a minor adjustment can yield a monumental difference in your day-to-day stability. The fifth mistake many gracefully aging women make is grabbing furniture instead of using a cane, a behavior I myself exhibited for an extended period, stubbornly clinging to the conviction that I was independent, perfectly capable of navigating my surroundings without assistance, acknowledging only the occasional, seemingly innocuous reach for the back of a chair or a fleeting lean against the kitchen counter, dismissing these actions as insignificant. I was profoundly mistaken, as what I was unwittingly engaging in is a prevalent habit among many older adults, often performed without conscious awareness, aptly termed furniture walking. The reliance on chairs, tables, walls, and countertops for stability as one moves through the home, a practice that may appear benign yet functions as a definitive warning sign. I rationalized this as maintaining my independence, but in truth, it was a manifestation of fear, a deep-seated apprehension regarding the implications of using a cane. Would I be perceived differently? Would I appear frail and aged? These unspoken fears held me captive until a particular afternoon, while I was carefully transporting a fully laden laundry basket from the bedroom to the living room, my hands fully occupied, precluding any self-stabilization, and as I stepped onto the polished hardwood floor, a slight, almost imperceptible shift in my weight was enough to irrevocably disrupt my equilibrium, sending me lurching dangerously close to a precarious side table, a moment of profound terror that exceeded my willingness to openly acknowledge. That same week, driven by a newfound resolve, I embarked on a search and discovered a beautifully crafted, lightweight cane, adorned with a floral design that genuinely brought a smile to my face, featuring a comfortable grip that mitigated any lingering feelings of shame regarding its use. In fact, a profound sense of relief washed over me, for now, instead of indiscriminately grasping at furniture never intended to bear my full weight, I possessed an implement meticulously engineered for the singular purpose of ensuring my safety. Since embracing this change, I walk with greater stature, move with enhanced confidence, and no longer experience the unsettling sensation of needing to catch myself with every few steps. And contrary to my initial fears, no one has ever regarded me with pity. Instead, more often than not, people express admiration for the cane's aesthetic appeal and stylish design. Employing a cane is not an act of capitulation, nor is it an admission of defeat. It is unequivocally a conscious choice for strength, a deliberate choice for safety, and, above all, a profound choice for inner peace. If you find yourself reaching out for furniture with increasing frequency, even as a precautionary measure, understand that this is your body's subtle yet urgent plea for assistance. And there is absolutely no weakness in heeding that call. The sixth critical error, and the one that personally sent me sprawling to the floor, is avoiding balance exercises. An entire category of physical activity I was astonishingly ignorant of until I serendipitously stumbled into a local wellness class at our community center, where I anticipated gentle stretching or perhaps some seated yoga, certainly not rigorous challenges involving standing on one foot or executing heel-to-toe straight-line walking, and I was utterly unprepared for the profound unsteadiness that overwhelmed me during that inaugural session. That first class served as an unmistakable wake-up call, forcing me to confront the stark reality that I had undertaken virtually no proactive measures to actively preserve my balance, foolishly assuming it would perpetually remain an automatic function, akin to breathing or blinking, a perilous misconception, for as we age, our balance gradually yet inexorably deteriorates, not due to carelessness, but because we cease to actively challenge it, leading to stiffening ankles, weakening core muscles, and our brains gradually ceasing to practice those minute, instantaneous micro-adjustments that once came so naturally. Yet herein lies the remarkable truth. Balance is eminently trainable, even in one's 70s, 80s, and beyond, as your body retains its intrinsic capacity for learning and adaptation. I commenced with modest, achievable steps, such as standing on one leg for 15-second intervals while brushing my teeth, practicing heel-to-toe walking across the hallway in a perfectly straight line, and subtly shifting my weight from side to side while maintaining a light grasp on the back of a sturdy chair. These simple exercises demanded neither elaborate equipment nor arduous, prolonged workouts, merely a dash of intention and a few dedicated minutes here and there, and the transformative effects were undeniable. I began to experience a palpable increase in my sense of security. Within your handbag when you venture out, as sometimes the simple allure of a visually appealing water bottle or a refreshing infusion of lemon or cucumber can render the act of drinking water considerably more appealing. If plain water proves unpalatable, explore the delightful variety of herbal teas or even savory broth-based soups, exercising caution regarding excessive salt or sugar content. The overarching objective is to maintain optimal hydration in a manner that feels both sustainable and naturally integrated into your unique lifestyle. While hydration may not resonate as a momentous concern, for women of our age, it unequivocally holds immense significance, supporting every intricate system within your body, including the one indispensable for maintaining an upright posture, making consistent water intake one of the simplest, most economical, and profoundly potent strategies for safeguarding your balance. The eighth and final mistake, a pervasive oversight we often fail to recognize until a regrettable incident occurs, is living in a fall-unfriendly home, a phenomenon rooted in our intimate familiarity with our dwellings, which often leads to a dangerous obliviousness towards the myriad minor hazards lurking within. The cherished throw rug that has adorned the floor for 2 decades, the innocuous lamp cord stretched precariously across the hallway, or that subtly elevated step from the garage into the kitchen, elements so ingrained in our daily lives that we navigate them subconsciously, yet as our bodies evolve, what once posed no challenge can abruptly transform into a perilous threat. My own moment of harsh realization occurred one morning as I navigated the hallway with a full laundry basket, my arms completely occupied, when my foot unforgivably caught the corner of a rug. Though I miraculously avoided a full fall, I sustained a painful twisted ankle that incapacitated me, preventing my customary morning walks for nearly 2 weeks, all due to a rug I had traversed thousands of times without incident. In the aftermath of this event, I undertook a meticulous re-evaluation of my home, not merely through casual observation, but with a heightened, safety-conscious perspective, and the discoveries were profoundly unsettling. My bathroom lacked any grab bars, featuring only slick tile and a bath mat that treacherously shifted underfoot. The hallway was illuminated by a single dim light bulb, and in the kitchen, my most frequently utilized pans were inconveniently stored on a low shelf, necessitating repeated bending and twisting motions. All these seemingly normal elements, ingrained over decades, had subtly metastasized into silent, persistent risks. Consequently, I implemented a series of simple yet impactful modifications. I meticulously removed all loose rugs and replaced them with secure, non-slip alternatives. I promptly installed sturdy grab bars adjacent to the toilet and within the shower. I replaced all dim bulbs with brighter, warmer LED lighting. I even acquired a motion sensor nightlight for the hallway, and crucially, I relocated my most frequently used pans to waist level, thereby eliminating the need for uncomfortable bending into lower cabinets. None of these adjustments demanded a substantial financial outlay, yet they collectively bestowed upon me something immeasurably priceless: profound peace of mind. And let me unequivocally state, there's absolutely no shame in adapting your home environment to meticulously cater to your evolving needs. This is not an act of coddling oneself, but a proactive measure to diligently protect your cherished independence, making it effortlessly simpler to navigate life with unwavering confidence. And furthermore, any visitors, be they grandchildren or friends, inherently benefit from these thoughtful enhancements. I earnestly recommend a concise checklist for anyone over 60. Scrupulously remove any rugs that habitually slide or develop curled edges. Meticulously tape down all cords or discreetly route them behind furniture. Install robust grab bars in bathrooms not exclusively within the shower enclosure, but also strategically positioned near the toilet. Deploy nightlights in hallways, bathrooms, and bedrooms for enhanced nocturnal visibility. Maintain frequently used items at waist height to avert the necessity of bending or climbing. Consider the practical utility of a shower chair if your legs experience fatigue during bathing, and unequivocally ensure that all staircases are equipped with secure railings, ideally on both sides. These are not drastic, disruptive changes, yet they cumulatively transform your home into an inherently safer, more supportive sanctuary, which translates directly into augmented freedom, heightened confidence, and a significant reduction in anxious what-if scenarios. For this is the undeniable truth. While the majority of falls regrettably occur within the home, the overwhelming majority of falls are also entirely preventable, not through paralyzing fear, but through judicious preparation. Therefore, dedicate a modest amount of time to scrutinize your living space with fresh, objective eyes, posing the crucial question: if I were encountering this home for the very first time, what elements would instill in me a greater sense of safety? Then take decisive action incrementally, day by day, for you unequivocally deserve to inhabit a space that actively nurtures and safeguards you, just as you have devoted a lifetime to nurturing and safeguarding others, thereby acknowledging that the cumulative impact of these 8 common mistakes can quietly, slowly, yet inexorably erode our balance, our confidence, and at times, even our very independence. Some of these oversights appear so negligible, like foregoing a glass of water or continuing to wear familiar shoes trusted for years, while others, such as dismissing vision changes or brushing aside medication side effects, might feel like concerns to be addressed at a later, more convenient time. Yet collectively, these seemingly minor habits accumulate, and over time, they can converge into tangible, significant risks. But here resides the beautiful, empowering truth. You are not obligated to passively accept these challenges as an inevitable component of the aging process. You possess far more power than you perceive, a greater degree of control than you have been led to believe, and in this journey, you are not alone. I want you to genuinely comprehend that you remain profoundly capable of strength, undeniably worthy of stability, and truly deserving of a life that feels firmly grounded and intrinsically safe. If you have ever harbored apprehension about traversing that uneven driveway, if you have ever forgone an outing due to concerns about your balance, or if you have ever quietly wrestled with the chilling thought, "Oh, what if I fall and no one is there to help?" then this message is delivered specifically to you. You are not weak for exercising caution. You are wise for engaging in preparation. You are brave for choosing to confront these changes rather than retreating into avoidance. Prioritizing and actively caring for your balance does not signify a surrender. It signifies standing tall, both literally and emotionally, cultivating the profound kind of confidence that empowers you to step forward once more, not with trepidation, but with unbridled freedom, thus ensuring that your remarkable body, which has carried you through so much, continues onward, steady, strong, and full of vitality, with your future self counting on your present commitment.